What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. First, I just want to say thank you for all of your comments through these videos on Lumafusion. I am super grateful that the content that we're having on this channel is helping in one way or another in your film journey, in your editing journey, whatever it may be that you're using during that process. And today I want to, we're going to make a nice little short video with something that if you've used Lumafusion, or maybe you're brand new to Lumafusion, whatever it may be, this can also help to you, is that whenever you're using Lumafusion, that project is typically going to be on that particular station that you're using, right? So for example, if you're doing it on your phone, that's going to stay on your phone. If you're doing it on your iPad, that's going to stay on your iPad. And now with the M1, if you're doing it on the M1, now you're essentially stuck on doing that project on that particular station. So this video is going to be kind of like a hack that you can use. Now, one of the things that I love about Lumafusion, which is not something you get in an editing software for the most part, is Lumafusion is the same on every platform you use, right? It's the same on the iPhone, it's the same on the iPad, and it's the same one on the M1, right? So all of the features that you can do on your iPad, you're gonna be able to do on the M1 or on your iPhone. For example, prior to me using Lumafusion, I used Adobe Rush, right? Because I didn't have a computer at the time. And so that was my computer. My computer was my phone, essentially. But Adobe Rush is extremely limited to, let's say, Premiere Pro, right? They're complete opposites. You have very limited things that you can do on Adobe Rush, at least when I use it. I don't know if it's been updated. If it is, go ahead and leave it on the comments below. But that was only the biggest flaw. When I first got Adobe Rush, the reason why is because you could work on multiple platforms, on multiple stations, and that information would be stored in the cloud. And so I could go ahead and pick up on, from my phone to my computer. It would be the same thing, right? So essentially, that was what was appealing to it. But at the time, I don't know if it was new. It was like if I started a project on my phone, I wasn't able to work on it on my computer. I had to start the project on the computer so I could use it on both the computer and the phone. So once again, it's probably different now, but that was one of the frustrating things that kind of drew me off of Adobe Rush, and the fact that you had to pay $10 a month. Opposed to Lumafusion, it's a one-time fee, right? And you don't have to pay anything unless you want a subscription to Storyblocks, which is $10. Highly recommend it. Not sponsored all the way by Storyblocks. So today we're gonna go over that little hack that's going to allow you to work from one station and then pick up and work on another station. So I hope you guys really enjoy this video. Here we are back on the M1 desktop, so we're gonna go ahead and fire up Lumafusion. And so this is gonna fire up the project. This is the project that we've been working on. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and you can always go back and see how we did this video. Once again, nothing crazy, super simple video, super easy. But this is where I was talking about. When it comes to working on Lumafusion, it's always going to be on that specific hard drive, right? So right now I'm on the M1. All of this file is on the M1. If I was working on my phone, all of that file is on my phone, and then on iPad, same thing. So it's not interchangeable in that sense that it's cloud-based. Now on the other video, I did show you how to export it to the cloud, right? So this one is gonna be the quote-unquote hack. I'm gonna go ahead into the Lumafusion project pack right here. If I wanted to export it to the iCloud, I could go in Files, or I can put it on my phone that way, or on my external hard drive, which is where I save everything on the M1. But on this one, we're gonna go Other Apps and then AirDrop. We're gonna go ahead and label this one Lumafusion hack, and we're gonna go ahead and export it. So it's exporting right here, and it's getting the file ready. Now, once this file is ready, now, as you can see, I got a little icon that gives me more and AirDrop. So on this particular one, I'm gonna go AirDrop, and my phone is right next to my M1 right now. I'm gonna click on me, right? It's going to get that file ready to export to my phone, right? So here we go, and boom, it exported it to my phone. My phone automatically opened up Lumafusion, and now it's going to essentially pull that whole project into my phone. Now I'm gonna speed this up because it does take a little bit, and once again, you gotta be mindful of the size of the file, right? Sometimes it is going to take a little bit longer, and this is a very short video. So a lot of times what you can do in a situation like this is essentially you can export the whole Lumafusion project, which is what I do, and put it on the cloud. And then essentially you can do this same thing right here, but this is just an alternative. And I think it's a cool little thing to be able to just straight up AirDrop it to me, right? If you have an iPad, you can just AirDrop it to your iPad, and this is gonna work in any of the Apple, the ecosystem of the Apple when it comes to the iPad, the iPhone, and now the M1, because it does have the ability to run native iPhone and iPad apps. So here we go. So now we are on my phone right here. As you can see, Lumafusion Hack is on my phone, and as you can see, I'm not losing any features because everything is baked into the app, right? Everything that I can do on my M1, I can do on my iPad, I can do on my iPhone, and vice versa. So essentially, this is going to allow me to pick up where I was working on the M1 on this phone. Now, let's just add something. Let's say I want to put a title. I'm going to drag it right here. Let's just go ahead and do that. Title. I'm going to double click here. So let's, for the sake of this, let's call it Lumafusion Hack. Right? It's fitting. So boom, I just created something right there. And now I'm going to essentially hit export, Lumafusion package, AirDrop. I'm gonna call this Hack 1.2 because we just did a little bit of a modification. I'm gonna export it. Now my iPhone is exporting the file. Boom. See my iMac Mini right there. As you can see now, my Macintosh M1 is opening up that project. There are my downloaded. Boom. It's gonna now open it up in Lumafusion on the M1. I'm going to speed it up here for it to open. So we're pretty much at the end of the importing. So this is the essentially, right, the Lumafusion Hack 1.2 that then I sent from my phone to the M1. And so this is, like I said, it's a cool little hack, if you want to call it, right? That's the name of the file now. If I go into my files right there, you're going to see the original Lumafusion right here, and then you're going to see the Hack 1.2, which came from my phone. But essentially, it's going to add that little, trail that we did at the very end. So once again, yeah, with this, it's just an idea. It's a fun little thing that you're able to do, and the cool thing is that you don't lose any features on the process. You can do everything on the M1 that you can do on the iPhone, that you can do on the iPad. But that's gonna bring a wrap to this video, guys. I hope that it brings some value, that you can be creative with it. Like I said, if you look at the previous videos, it's going, we went through the exporting features of being able to export it from Lumafusion to your iPhoto library or from Lumafusion to your cloud. And once again, I've done this before on the cloud base. Like I said, because I did everything on my phone before, space on my phone was extremely precious because I'm using Filmic Pro, I'm editing Lumafusion, and I had a very limited amount of space on my phone, usually only about 20 gigs, which is not a lot, right? Especially once you start recording in 4K on Extreme on Filmic Pro, and your project is pretty big on Lumafusion. But you know, this is, like I said, an easy little fun hack that I can export directly from my M1 to my iPhone to my iPad and pick up my workflow exactly the way that I was doing it on my phone. Or on my iPad or whatever verse. So, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and, you know, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. You know, give a like. You know, comment on the comments below. What type of video editing software do you use? What type of cameras do you use? Right now, I'm using my iPhone. I just picked up the iPhone 12 Pro, and I do all of my recordings on that. What do you use for your recordings? What type of cameras do you use? And things like that. I would love to be able for us to continue our conversations on the comments, but that's gonna wrap up this video right now, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.